Hello, Kim Gottlieb, psychotherapist and counselor. Just wanted to talk a moment about one of the challenges that a lot of people are facing as we deal with this virus, and that is just noticing an increase in anxiety, maybe some fear. The uncertainty of these times brings out these aspects, and they weren't born yesterday. These structures belong to our history, and one might be open to the possibility that this situation is simply amplifying our awareness of structures that maybe don't serve us so well. And so I want to just offer a simple awareness exercise that may assist you in noticing where fear is arising at the subtlest level so that you can assist yourself, look after yourself, parent yourself, care about yourself as these emotions arise, and see if you can move into a more wholesome and healing place in relationship to it. And the technique is based on just simply noticing whether there's a little gripping or whether there's flow. So it's really about knowing that for your own benefit, the more that you are in some kind of flow, somewhat relaxed, somewhat having energy flowing through your body, the more you're going to be able to deal with whatever situation that arises. However, as you notice gripping, and often it grips and grips even tighter, and often it implodes right on itself, it becomes much harder to make decisions, and certainly it tends to close us off somewhat from that sort of heart area. So in many cases, we can be a little bit sharp with those around us if there are people around us, even if it's the shopkeeper or the government. There can just be a harshness there. But more importantly, perhaps, is that we can turn this in on ourselves, and that isn't great. And so, of course, there are many ways to deal with that relationship. But I just want to invite you to have a look at when the gripping just begins, because often we'll find that we're somewhat relaxed, but then a situation arises, and it can be so good just to notice whether there's a certain gripping, just to take a moment to tune in and check in with yourself and ask yourself, is there gripping happening? And if there's gripping happening, to know that you are going to be slightly less equipped to deal with whatever situation is arising. And that can invite you just to take a few deep breaths. And just see if you can relax out of that. Now, another strategy with this is once again to look at these 3 deep breaths. But in this case, you're actually going to bring whatever you notice is causing the gripping and just bring that in. So it's like if you've heard there's more deaths with corona, maybe you've heard about someone who you know who's been infected by the virus. Maybe there's just something gone wrong with your situation, or perhaps someone you're sharing with is annoying you. And so the possibility that you first notice the gripping, you second take a breath, maybe 3 breaths. Third, you allow the discomfort to sit in your chest just for 3 breaths, knowing that after 3 breaths you will sort of go back to normal, but increasingly to just allow some of that discomfort to be with you. And then possibly you may find that there is a reduction in the level of gripping. And as you practice this over time, you may find that it helps with the overall stress. Because one thing we can know is that this is not going away tomorrow, but our levels of stress, anxiety, uncertainty is likely to build. So now is the time to develop a strategy to begin to move in relationship to these concerns, and to develop strategies that can help de-escalate the disturbance that can be arising. I hope you find that helpful. Feel free to have a look at my website, kimgottlieb.com, KIMGOTLIEB.com, where there's other exercises available. And I'm also happy to invite your questions, comments, feedback. It's always nice, and I'd like to be as supportive as I can in making my work available to those in need. Bye for now.